Von Miller is back for the Buffalo Bills. Absolutely huge news. Looks like he is going to be playing here in London, making his first appearance for Bills Mafia. Sitting here with my Von Miller signed helmet. Absolutely unreal. Such a big fan of Von Miller, and it couldn't come at a better time because of Greg Rousseau's injury with his foot, him being out. But Von Miller is back, and I think the matchup here versus the Jaguars is going to be key, knowing that Von Miller is going to be used sparingly, and I really think this game is going to turn into a shootout. The Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence and Christian Kirk and Kelvin Ridley and Zay Jones is said to be back. All those offensive linemen are really tackle, pass-blocking offensive linemen. And you got Evan Ingram, a fast, tall tight end. I really think Jacksonville Jaguars are not going to even try to keep Josh Allen, our quarterback, on the sidelines by running it with Etienne. They're just going to try to run up the score and keep up with the Buffalo Bills offense. And I really think going against a rookie right tackle, Von Miller, I know he does like playing on the left. He could play on the right. Going against Anton Harrison, who the Bills were also interested in or rumored to be interested in this year's NFL draft. A rookie going against Von Miller. I'm definitely waiting to see that matchup. I think that's a huge matchup for the Buffalo Bills. And yes, third and long situations. Von Miller is going to be used sparingly, I believe, in this game. But it's just the fact that the Jaguars have to game plan around Von Miller too. Like, what are you going to do? Let Von Miller have his one-on-ones. And we could finally see Von Miller and Leonard Floyd being on the field at the same time. Leonard Floyd, another speedy type edge rusher for the Buffalo Bills, has been on fire. And seeing him paired back up with Von Miller, who they were in a Super Bowl with together, I can't wait to see that unfold. Even without Greg Rousseau, this is going to be great to see. Kingsley Jonathan could also see some extra snaps, but we'll see if he's called up. AJ Epinesa, this is your time to shine. Another opportunity here for Shaq Lawson and AJ Epinesa. Some other edge rushers here for the Buffalo Bills, power edge rushers. And also in the interior of this offensive line, I think a guy like Ed Oliver, Poona Ford, who's a little bit shorter in stature, could get under these tall offensive linemen for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And again, I don't really see their offensive line. Brandon Sheriff at right guard, he's probably the best run blocker out of everyone on that offensive line. And I think they are capable of run blocking, but they're not like a mauling type group. They're very tall and long and large, but I really think that the Bills, they're going to get under them. They could definitely get under them, and I think Von Miller having a little bit smaller stature, it's tall. It's harder for tall offensive linemen to get their hands on shorter stature defensive linemen. So you look at shorter guys like Ed Oliver, Poona Ford, Von Miller, Kingsley Jonathan, who are a little bit smaller in size. I really think this is going to present some great things for the Buffalo Bills and present some new things under Sean McDermott having Von Miller back. You got to assume there's some wrinkles there. There's definitely some wrinkles that Sean McDermott could roll out against Justin Herbert to get him off it, or to get Trevor Lawrence off his spot. Trevor Lawrence really hasn't thrown that many interceptions this year, only 2 interceptions after 4 games. That's fairly good. He's definitely taking care of the football. So what do? We do what we did against Tua. We rattled the quarterback. We get him off his spot. We force Trevor Lawrence to hold on that ball a little bit longer than he wants to. You make him feel that pressure from our pass rush. Von Miller, Leonard Floyd, AJ Epinesa, everyone, Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, everyone. The top pass rushing defensive line in the NFL. The Jaguars have not faced anything like it. Not anything like it, because you know why? Von Miller is back. Hall of Famer Von Miller is back into this mix, adding into the best defensive pass rush in the NFL. We now have potentially the best defensive end player coming here to the Buffalo Bills, and we have to discuss it. One thing I find interesting with Von Miller, he's always played in a 3-4 scheme. Leonard Floyd always playing in a 3-4 scheme. And we're seeing guys come to the Buffalo Bills, even Daquan Jones, 3-4 scheme, making that transition to Sean McDermott's defense in the 4-3, proving that, 4-3 defense, I believe, is a lot more disruptive than a 3-4 defense. And you look at what Leonard Floyd even said during the offseason here and during training camp. He's like, during a 3-4, I was tasked with a lot of duties. A lot of times I would have to drop back into coverage, or, the percentage of times that he did have to drop back was a lot higher in a 3-4. And he's like, now I just feel comfortable. Now I could just sit back, pass rush, do what I want to do, is get after that quarterback, not really have to worry about dropping back into coverage and doing certain things in a 3-4. So Leonard Floyd is really being utilized and bringing out the best version of Leonard Floyd, because he's just edge rushing play after play after play. So his sacks are going to be even higher. His numbers are going to be even higher, is just focusing on being a pass rusher for the Bills. Even Daquan Jones, that 4-3 defense, it's about penetration. It's about having an extra defensive lineman out there and penetrating, making plays in the backfield, being destructive, right? And I really think Daquan Jones, all these guys, Leonard Floyd, even Von Miller transitioning from a 3-4 to the Buffalo Bills too. Now, during Von's career, they really utilized him more in pass rushing situations. They really very rarely put him back into coverage. But still, you have to understand how these players were utilized at their previous stops and what schemes. And now, Bills are just saying, hey, rush the quarterback. We're not asking you to do anything else. Leonard Floyd is absolutely balling out. A.J. Epinesa in the rotation, we heard it this week through the Jaguars coaches, and they're saying, yeah, it's kind of like a hockey rotation on that defensive line. They have different packages, and they're rotating different lines in and out, and it's very hard to keep track of these different lines. And we have different blends during certain downs and distances. It's like we have like that A line and then a B line and a C line. We could definitely mix and match with this defensive line. But Von Miller being back for the Buffalo Bills is absolutely huge, huge news. He's going to mix in on long down and distances, just a little bit of spice into the game with Von Miller mixing in with the highest pass rush and sack total defensive line in the NFL. Justin Herbert, he has Anton Harrison as a rookie right tackle, and I think that could definitely be exploited by the Buffalo Bills. But if you guys enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe for future content. I'm going to be releasing my Buffalo Bills versus Jacksonville Jaguars game preview and matchups. We're going to see a lot of matchups, not only the Von Miller and Anton Harrison, but some other matchups in this game that I think the Buffalo Bills could definitely exploit with our players. But I appreciate you guys. Hit like, subscribe, and go Bills.